Taking us back to the 60s. But right now, let's go to the telephones and say good morning to Adam Carolla. Good morning, Adam.
Morning.
Started listening to you on Love Lines when I was in New York with Dr. Drew, and after that, it was the Man Show on Comedy Central, and you've had some fun gigs.
Yeah, I actually have been. Not like hosting game shows.
Well, as a comedian, a lot of guys struggle on stage, travel the country. You're lucky you got a sitcom. You've dabbled in a lot of different things. They may not have lasted forever, but you've certainly dabbled in a lot of things. And that show, The Man Show, of course, with Jimmy Kimmel, late 90s to 2004, that was a blast to watch. So it had to have been a blast to do. And whatever happened to that Jimmy Kimmel guy?
Jeez, I don't know. He pops up every once in a while on Twitter. He'll catch on.
You were telling me off the air how Jimmy Kimmel essentially got you into show business.
Yeah, I met Jimmy. He was doing the sports on the local morning show, and I knew him as Jimmy the sports guy. And they were doing a boxing match, and they needed somebody to train these guys, and I was working as a boxing trainer. So I was like, I wanted to see the radio station, really, see the studio, because all the people who listen, their mind is reeling. They're like, what does it look like in there, and how does it go? And then, obviously they're disappointed once they get in there. But when they're in their cars right now, they're thinking, what the hell's going on in there? I want to check it out. It was a big deal just to put your head inside the studio and go, like, which one of them sits there? Oh, look at that. That's his coffee mug. And back in the day, ashtray. So I just wanted to check it out. Next thing you knew, I was on the radio, and then I was hosting Love Line, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Talk about your experience on Dancing with the Stars.
Definitely an experience. It wasn't fun. People always ask that. I'm glad you didn't. They go, well, is it fun? Looked like a lot of fun. It wasn't. I was doing morning radio at the time, getting up at the crack of dawn, and then I'd have to go practice dancing for 3 hours. And by the way, 3 hours is like the minimum you can practice dancing if you want to be on that show. You think about it, I go down to the gym at the hotel and I run on the treadmill for 20 minutes and I'm done, This is 3 hours of doing this. It was pretty nerve-wracking when it came time to the night. 18 million people watching the show.
But your dance partner was insanely hot. That has to get you so far.
Yeah, boy. Julianne Hough.
That wears off quickly, doesn't it?
Yeah. Whatever happened to her, man? She's probably hanging out with Kimmel in the Where Are They Now file somewhere. Yeah, I don't know those two. Sometimes I feel like I'm the kiss of death, I hang out with someone for a little while, and then they just fall off the edge of the earth.
Julianne Hough, they don't get hotter than her.
They really don't. She was 19 when I was doing that, and it was like, you dance, and it's like, oh, no, get your knee up in there. Like, there's a lot of, it felt weird. I felt lecherous, and they're like, no, suck it in. Get in tight, It's like, you understand why these people all fall in love with each other, because I was only going 3 hours a day, but these guys would go 6-7 hours a day of being pressed up against the person.
You're legally groping these amazing, insanely hot women.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're not doing it right. I mean, if you're not pushed up in there, if your thigh is not shoved up in their groin, you're not doing the dance correctly. And they'll tell you that. Like, go, get up in here. Don't be shy. Suck up in here. Like wow.
This Friday night, Fox Theater, Foxwoods. Adam, it was a pleasure, man. Thanks a lot for coming on this morning.
Thanks for having me.